My name is Hannah. I recently returned to my roots in Europe and traded my fast-paced life in San Francisco for the serene beauty here in the French Alps. Back in California, I was always on the go, juggling a photography and social media business, along with also growing a successful restaurant brand. Though it's been a greatly rewarding experience, my hectic schedule just left little time for life's pleasures or much rest. I realized that I needed to slow down and be more present so that I could connect with the simple joys in life. And who better to learn from than the French when it comes to finding balance and embracing intentional living? As I dive into this new chapter in the French countryside, I decided to start a YouTube channel and share what this region has to offer. So today, we're off to explore my local area and visit one of the most beautiful farmers markets you may have ever seen. This is London, by the way. Just like me, she has an insatiable love for food and travel. We're heading to the town of Sallanches, which is just a short scenic drive away. Every time we descend this mountain, I'm amazed by the scale and grandeur of this place. And London also loves these drives. The French Alps are located in the eastern part of France, bordering Switzerland and Italy. We're in the Haute Savoie region, which is well known for its stunning landscapes and picturesque villages. Before moving to the US, I was born and raised in London and spent a couple of years living in Germany. But France, it has a different kind of beauty that's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's no surprise that the French Alps attracts millions of travelers from all over the world. Welcome to the Sallanches Farmers Market, nestled here in the Arve Valley, where the iconic Mont Blanc stands as its backdrop. This is the tallest mountain in Western Europe, and because it's almost 16,000 feet high, its peak is always covered in snow, adding so much beauty. What I love about this market is that it's been a long-standing tradition dating back to the 11th century when Sallanches was officially recognized as a market town. It's amazing that centuries later, we get to experience all of this because these traditions were so carefully preserved. When I first came here, I was so stunned by all of its beauty and couldn't believe that this is my local farmers market. As you enter the market, you're greeted by the intoxicating aroma of freshly baked bread and local cheeses and rotisserie chicken slowly roasting to golden perfection. This market is open every Saturday from 7 to 1 and truly has everything you need. From freshly picked seasonal produce and delectable baked goods to charcuterie, local delicacies, handmade pastas, and even a variety of housewares and accessories. Our first stop is the produce stand. When I first visited France, I was so surprised by the incredible flavor of the fresh fruits and vegetables here. They tasted so much more vibrant and delicious than what I was used to back in the US. This is all thanks to the exceptional quality of the soil and water here, as well as the shorter distances that they travel from farm to table. This is because the French are intentional about preserving natural farming techniques whenever possible. It made me reflect on how the farm-to-table concept using fresh seasonal ingredients has really only gained popularity in California over the past 50 years. But here in the heart of the French countryside, it has always been ingrained in their way of life. Peppered throughout the market, you'll find stands with towers of cheese boasting every kind of texture and flavor and levels of aging. It's obvious that cheese is the main star of Alpine cuisine. And it's absolute heaven for me because if there's one thing I have in common with the French, it is my love for cheese. Trust me, there is so much more to say about the incredible cheeses here. You'll have to stay tuned for another video though, when I visit a local cheese farm with a restaurant on site. One of the things that I love about French markets is how warm and friendly the vendors are here. They'll happily invite you to sample their handcrafted goods, all things that are considered high-end expensive delicacies back in the US. But here, they're a part of everyday cuisine and so much more affordable. Cured meats is another staple of Alpine cuisine, and you'll discover stalls brimming with an incredible variety of flavors. Like cured sausages that are slow smoked or stuffed with nuts and cheese, ranging in textures from hearty to soft. I've started buying our proteins from a local butcher here who also runs his own farm. Coming from the restaurant industry, I do my best to source products that are local and also support small businesses whenever I can. Along the edges of the market, you'll find restaurants and cafes with inviting sunny patios. These are the popular spots where locals gather to catch up over coffee or have a leisurely lunch. Unlike in the US, the staff won't rush you to pay or make you leave quickly to accommodate more customers. Instead, they encourage you to take your time and enjoy the atmosphere for as long as you like. With all this delicious food around us, we were eager to grab a bite. So when we saw a stand with an impressive display of fresh shellfish and seafood dishes, we had to stop and check it out. To our delight, the seafood vendor offered to shuck fresh oysters for us right there. He set up a table and served us an assortment of savory oysters as well as white wine, which was the perfect combination on this warm day. This was such a cool experience, indulging on delicious oysters right in the heart of the farmers market. London also got to enjoy some salmon treats and a lot of special attention. The locals here are incredibly friendly and welcoming, which has made adapting to life in the French countryside a great experience so far. I've discovered that the farmers market is a social hub for the local community, where old friends reconnect and new friendships are formed. This sense of community extends to even us foreigners. Whenever we express a genuine interest and curiosity in the vendors, we found that they're also curious about us and what our transition from the US to France has been like. We've gotten to know Christophe, who has a wide variety of spices and herbs at his stand.
What is your name? Christophe. Nice to meet you.
And you?
Hannah.
Anna.
Yeah. Easy to remember. Sebastian.
He always gives us these creative recommendations for flavor combinations, which we love because we're always experimenting in the kitchen. With so many varieties of spices to try, whenever we can't decide what to get, he'll gift us some of his favorites. We've also met Özkan, who is from Turkey and runs a flower stand with his son. We exchanged stories about our hometowns and have gotten to know that he's a really nice guy. Whenever I come to the market and buy flowers from Özkan, he'll give me a complimentary plant and discounts my bouquets, even though we insist on paying full price. As a gesture of reciprocity, we decided to give Özkan some of the spices that we got from Christophe, and also a fresh cantaloupe, which Christophe recommended we pair together. This is the type of connection that you sometimes miss when you live in the city. We're often too busy to talk to our neighbors or take the time to get to know people outside of our social circle. After exploring the market, we decided to savor the moment like the locals and indulge in a bench picnic with the fresh cherries that we bought. Something I've become more intentional about since my move to France is taking time to notice my surroundings and experience the deep sense of peace that comes from all this natural beauty. Relaxing at the Arve River is such a big part of what makes this farmers market so special. It's one of my favorite things about this place. After exploring the market, we wanted to make the most of this beautiful day and find a place we could have lunch where London could also run around. We just completed our shopping at the farmers market and we worked up an appetite. I know we had oysters and wine, which was delicious. That was like a little appetizer. So now we're heading to a restaurant at the top of a hill here in Sallanches. And it's supposed to be really beautiful. They locally source all of their products and that's the main theme of their menu. And it is called Le Darbelin.
Le Darbelin chez Mireille.
Yeah, that. I'm still learning French, so I'm gonna butcher anything I say in French just so you guys know, but I promise to get better. This charming restaurant was converted from a barn and is run by 2 generations of women. Their prefix menus offers traditional Alpine cuisine with a modern twist. Their food is a love letter to this region, from hearty classics to inventive dishes. Each course was delicious. And the bonus, we had sweeping views of the Mont Blanc while we were enjoying lunch. This place is incredible. This was an unforgettable experience. I highly recommend this restaurant if you have the chance to visit Sallanches. Experiencing new cultures and exploring different places can absolutely be life-changing. It can give us fresh perspectives and surprising inspiration. But if you can't make it to the French Alps, though I encourage you to come experience it for yourself, there are many things you can learn from the French about intentional living. Whether it's choosing to read a book instead of scrolling on your phone, connecting with a neighbor and learning something new about them, or supporting local businesses, even slowing down and taking a leisurely stroll in nature, these are the small habits that we can all adopt from the French. I'm learning that living with more intentionality doesn't have to be a distant goal. It's woven into the fabric of daily life through small mindful decisions. Thanks for tuning in to my very first vlog. Stay tuned for the next one, where I take you to a hidden cheese farm and restaurant here in the French Alps. We'll take a peek behind the scenes of their cheese making process and also indulge in some very yummy dishes.